This is the cherry on the sundae of the icing on the cake right here. And man, I couldn't be happier. If you've got some vision, you can understand what this is going to look like in time. This Project 17 has a lot of design with intention behind it. I'm standing what I hope to be one of the best hunting setups this farm has ever possibly had or could see in the future. And I'm standing right here in the middle of what will be 6 to 7 foot tall switch Indian and big blue stem. Right here is a 16-foot wide clover trail, a 2-acre soybean field, which will be corn and soybeans on rotation. And we've created this pinch point, if you will. Just beyond that, where that blind is setting, is the edge of the hardwood tree plantings. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 edges coming together right here. The soybean field here is 2 acres. Just around the bend here and over out of sight is going to be a 1/2 acre annual planting that'll be very attractive during hunting season. The setup here is deer coming off the ridges into the soybean field, working their way around this corner, tall grasses on their left, wondering what's over the corner down in the bottom field here, and wanting to be down there as they transition from one food to the other, and bucks cruising to see what does might be down there. And here we are, the redneck blind had to be right there. I mean, that's 30 yards from this pinch point. I know it doesn't look like much because the vegetation is just now starting. You can see the clover and winter wheat coming in, and imagine standing right here where I'm at, a 6-foot tall wall of grass with this hourglass shape right here in bow range, and it's just a phenomenal setup. Probably a 26, 28 yard shot from the blind to right here. And again, this inside corner, wrapping around, food plot right over the corner here. Tremendous travel corridor right here, and we're gonna run a Moultrie cell cam right behind us there on the first tree inside the timberline there, and basically setting a trap, a big buck trap right here. We're using a sassafras because of the aromatic qualities of the wood. It smells great, and I'm convinced that deer choose aromatic trees to rub on, like cedar and white pine and spruce and sassafras for that reason. They don't solely rub on those, but I think it's part of what attracts them to it. We're just loaded with sassafras and beech down here around these edges, so I thought it would be kind of cool to use a sassafras main post as the trunk, and we're gonna drill in and hang in some beech tree limbs because of the leaf on the beech tree holds all the way till springtime before the buds push them off, so there always are leaves on the limbs, and it's just I think it's just going to add more natural attraction to them. So then we can, with it being drilled through here, we're going to use a big wood auger bit and run our limbs in here at a couple angles and get a couple different directions with that in mind behind it. But then as these dry up and get unattractive, we can just pull them out and go cut some new ones and stick them right back in. But the main frame will be the sassafras log, and it ought to be good for a few years anyway. Flashback to when we stood here 3 years ago and talked about these edge types that come together, creating the lane of the clover up against the curving edge of this crop field and the timbers right behind Casey. So you got a Y-shaped clover break, the warm season grass edge, pinching down, opening up into another food source right around the corner here. And I don't know, I just think it was really, on paper it made sense, and in real life it's worked like a charm. We've yet to kill a deer right here, but we've had many of them pass through here, either coming too quick or just at the break of light, and a lot of evening time use right here for sure. But it'll pay off. This is a great setup right here. I changed these out this year and put fresh maple limbs on here, and then I had to rig up this little rope on top to tie them to get them to the right height that I wanted. And then I just took some green grapevines, about 1/2 inch in diameter, and zip tied them hanging down vertically, and they just absolutely tore it up this year. They really enjoyed that. I've got all the mature bucks right here working these two scrapes on either side of this pole.